Hello, I'm Thurston County Treasurer Jeff Gadman. As you may know, on April 30, 2019, the Board of County Commissioners voted to add a ballot proposition to increase the levy of the regular property tax to fund new courthouse and regional administrative buildings during the April 28, 2020 election. The ballot requires a simple majority to pass. We have received many questions about this project, and I would like to provide you with some answers to our more frequently asked questions. First, you may wonder why the county is considering a new courthouse. The Thurston County Board of Commissioners has an obligation to provide adequate facilities for all elected officials, departments, and staff. The current facilities, commonly called the courthouse or courthouse complex, are inadequate. The existing courthouse complex, consisting of buildings 1, 2, and 3, was constructed in 1978. Over time, the county purchased buildings 4, 5, and 6 to expand capacity. According to the Thurston Regional Planning Council's population data, since 1980, Thurston's county population has increased by more than 100,000 people. As a result, county services have outgrown the current courthouse buildings. There is not enough space for the courts and county services. Space limitations cause inefficiencies that lead to late start times, delays in the courtroom, and juggling of locations. In addition, existing heating and cooling systems are inefficient and cannot be repaired cost-effectively. The roof leaks. The current courthouse buildings do not meet current earthquake safety codes, and cabling in the buildings does not meet today's technology needs. The current design poses potential security risks because people accused of crimes are escorted to court along public hallways that are shared with jurors, judges, staff, and visitors. The campus also consists of 6 buildings with only 2 separate security checkpoints. Parking is limited. Parking spaces are often full during the day. According to www.walkscore.com, the transit service is rated at 40 on a 100-point scale, and jurors and citizens have limited amenities within walking distance. I'd like to address some of the questions around cost and funding. 1. Will this project increase my property taxes by 38.5%? No. Should this ballot measure pass, it will not increase your overall property taxes by 38.5%. Many different entities receive funding from the property taxes you've paid, including, but not limited to, the state, county, schools, fire districts, cities, etc. The county receives a little less than 10% of property taxes. Of that 10%, this project would increase the amount the county receives by a little more than 38.5%. The increase in property taxes collected by the county would be an increase of 47 cents at most per $1,000 of assessed value. The county currently collects $1.22 per $1,000 of assessed value. The passage of this ballot measure would increase the property tax collected by the county to, at most, $1.69 per $1,000 of assessed value. 2. How would we pay for the new courthouse? The new courthouse would be funded by a property tax increase collected over 25 years. The Washington State Legislature has allowed Thurston County to pay for the new courthouse through a levy lid lift, paying back the bonds in 25 years. All other counties are only allowed 9 years to pay back bonds. Thurston County citizens will decide whether to approve the property tax increase in an upcoming election, requiring a simple majority for passage. If approved, the property tax increase on a $300,000 house would be approximately $12 per month. You can use our property tax calculator at www.thurstoncountywa.gov to determine the annual amount you would pay in property tax based on the assessed value of your property. 3. How is the cost of the new courthouse determined? To determine the $250 million cost of the new courthouse and regional administrative buildings, the county hired an expert team to determine the cost to build equivalent structures and parking on each of 3 alternative sites. Architects, engineering, construction, and real estate experts helped develop the cost estimates. The team calculated the space needs of the courts and county offices and departments, and the cost to address security needs, energy efficiency, and seismic safety standards. Allowances for taxes, permits, inflation, and contingencies were also considered. The cost to build on each site varied depending on whether it would be necessary to demolish existing structures, to build in phases, or to temporarily relocate county services during the building phase on specific sites. The estimate of the cost to build on sites other than the current Hilltop site took into account the potential revenue gained by selling the Hilltop property. 4. Is the county required to use the funds to build a new courthouse? Ordinance number 15757, adopted by the Board of County Commissioners on April 30, 2019, states, Section 2A, Purpose. The amounts collected pursuant to the increase authorized by the proposition shall be used to make the following improvements, including payments on bonds, which are included in part in the final 2018 Thurston County Courthouse and Regional Buildings Report. The ordinance goes on to clarify that if the county determines that the new courthouse can't be built because conditions change or costs are substantially more than the estimated amount, the Board of County Commissioners may apply the proceeds of the levy increase to other purposes. Now I want to address a few questions about the current site and how the new site was selected. 1. Was renovating the existing courthouse considered? Yes. The existing courthouse would need about $50 million to repair and maintain for the next 10 years, according to a study by an independent consultant completed in 2016. This does not include adding space needed for county services today or allowing for the county's growing needs in coming years. It also does not address parking or current access issues. The same study notes the surveyed sites and buildings are well maintained by knowledgeable, dedicated maintenance staff given limited resources available. That's in section 1.2 of that study. As buildings age, the cost to maintain the building grows. This is especially true for a 40-year-old building designed to last only 25 to 30 years. 2. How was the new site selected? Over the past 2 years, the Board of County Commissioners have been working with county elected officials and staff and the City of Olympia to evaluate the need, space considerations, funding, service needs, and accessibility of the current courthouse, and considering potential new sites within the City of Olympia as required by state law. Activities included holding monthly meetings with county elected officials and the City of Olympia to discuss all aspects of the project, developing evaluation criteria for the sites, including size of acreage available, road and transit access, utility services, space for on-site parking, and risk from an earthquake and sea level rise. Contracting with a consulting firm to perform feasibility studies on and provide site options for 3 sites. Gathering public input and feedback at more than 15 open houses in the fall of 2018 and through an online survey about alternative sites, accessibility, and compatibility with surrounding neighborhoods. The Commissioners selected the PLUM Street site at a public meeting on January 24, 2019, and selected the April 28, 2020 election date at a public meeting on April 30, 2019. So we've talked about how to fund a new courthouse and where this courthouse would be located. Now I'd like to address how we will use the new courthouse. 1. How would a new courthouse be different than what we have now? The new courthouse will be built on the site of the old Olympia City Hall near downtown on Plum Street. It would combine 16 county offices and departments that are now in 7 buildings into 2 adjacent buildings. A central one-stop customer service desk would help people find the services, offices, and departments they are looking for. The new courthouse would replace the Olympia Municipal Justice Center, with the city and county sharing courtrooms and other facilities. It would include improved security and separation for defendants, jurors, witnesses, and observers. The Plum Street location would be accessible by foot, bike, car, or bus, with more parking and more frequent bus service. The new courthouse would also provide new meeting and public areas. The new courthouse would have 50% more space. It would be built to high efficiency standards, resulting in long-term cost savings in heating, cooling, lighting, maintenance, and information technology infrastructure. 2. Who would use the new courthouse? Citizens would visit the courthouse for county services as they do today. They would serve on a jury, make a payment, apply for a permit, apply for a passport, register to vote, visit a county official, conduct court-related business, attend a meeting or a hearing, obtain a marriage license, obtain motor vehicle registrations, renew tabs. The new courthouse would be home to District Court, Superior Court, Olympia Municipal Court, the County Clerk's Office, Prosecuting Attorney, Pretrial Services, and Public Defense, as well as the County Assessor, Auditor, Treasurer, the Board of County Commissioners, Community Planning and Economic Development, Human Resources, and Public Health and Social Services. Next, I would like to address why the county chose the April 2020 ballot and the next steps. 1. Why is this being put on the April 2020 ballot? In the spring of 2019, the county conducted a statistically valid citizen survey. The survey results showed that 63% of the respondents didn't know this project was happening. The county saw the need for additional time to provide information about the project to the citizens. Selecting the April 2020 date allowed for a full year for the county to make information and facts available for the citizens to be able to make an informed decision. Lastly, what are the next steps if the ballot measure passes? If the voters choose to pass the ballot measure in April 2020, the county will, first, release a request for proposals to obtain a contract for the design and construction of the buildings. Then they will finalize agreements with the City of Olympia for land purchase and long-term lease. Then they'll secure and issue municipal bonds to fund the construction of the new facilities. We will continue to update our FAQs as we receive more questions. For more information about this project, links to studies, recordings of briefings and public hearings, and updated FAQs, visit the project website at www.thurstoncountywa.gov. Thank you.